Next up is light. So like I said, I wake up in the morning, I chug my water, and then for me, I'm immediately going outside. We'll have some nuance here because what happens if you're up before the sun? So we'll talk about that. But let's just say you are waking up right around when the sun is rising or a little bit after and it's already light outside. Get your butt outside as fast as you possibly can. Ideally, you want to spend as much time as you can. Realistically, I know we've got lives. So as a kind of minimum effective dose, 5 minutes would go a hell of a long way in terms of helping you with numerous benefits here. This idea that a good night of sleep starts with what you do in the morning is very profound and has been very helpful for me to think about, because when we get that appropriate light in the morning from natural light, not just screens, I always say, the cheesy line, sunlight before screen light is always key. Again, if you're up before the sun, then you do want some bright light. You might want to consider a light box, for example, these kind of artist drawing light boxes that you can use in the office. And then when the sun comes up, you get your butt outside as fast as you can and as close ideally to sunrise as possible, because light is information, right? We talk about diet a lot, but we don't focus so much on our light diets. For me personally, I focus an awful lot on my light diet, which means I want to get less junk artificial light and I want to get as much natural light as I possibly can at the appropriate times. So in this morning routine piece, it's obviously very important, but I'm also then thinking about that throughout the day. How much blue light am I staring at from this screen? How much do I need to protect myself from that by using things like Flux or Iris software to dim those blue lights in the evenings in particular, to not provide that mismatch between it's nighttime and I should be tired, but I'm blasting myself on my 50-inch plasma LCD, Netflix and chill, and I'm just basking in blue light, right? So this light diet piece is important, and it's really helpful. It's helpful for insulin sensitivity and mitochondrial function, but focusing back in again on the morning routine, it's helpful for that good night of sleep and for waking you up simultaneously. So you get the appropriate light at the appropriate time, in the appropriate forms, in your eyes and on your skin by generally looking in the direction of the sun. Probably not advisable to stare directly at the sun. That's not what we're saying to do. But if the sun is kind of over here, I'm looking somewhere over there instead of being completely in opposition to it, because now it can hit my skin because I have photoreceptors on my skin and I have retinal ganglion cells in my eyes. So as much skin as possible. If you live in a place where you can get out and it's warm enough and you can be shirtless or at least have your arms, and bonus points always for grounding with this, like grounding if you have a little lawn or some grass that you can touch to too and really connect to the earth. This is how we can kind of maximize these benefits. But that appropriate dose of sunlight, natural light, in the morning will set your clocks, these circadian clocks that every cell in the body has, to roughly initiate the sleep processes around about 16 hours later. And if you do the maths on that, you reverse engineer what time I'm looking at the sun and then do the 16 hours, you'll see that that's going to be a natural bedtime, ideally, that you want to get to sleep. And this is why a good night of sleep starts with what you do in the morning. Hello friends, if you enjoyed that clip, then you can watch the entire thing by heading to this link over here, or you can find us wherever you find podcasts by searching Radical Health Radio. If there's value here, please hit that like button, let us know in a comment what your biggest takeaway was, and hit subscribe, support the show as we support you. We'll see you soon.